as I said, it's really important to brace. You use your body position and weight instead of muscle. Otherwise, it's kind of can be tough. It's already tough, but
yeah, if you're straining, it's tough.
Yeah.
Because you're very strong. The right positioning and all that, so.
as it comes on center, you start working it down. A little up, and then down.
Videoing it?
There might be.
You can see yourself on YouTube tomorrow.
Look at all that clay.
Once you get down to the level where it's really tough to cover the top completely with your right hand in the normal centering move, this is just like a plate in that you break it down into two moves. You bring the right hand down and then out, and then you recenter the rim with the left hand.
So
Now we have to be down at a point.
Charlie, when you're recentering that rim, are you just pushing with your left hand, or are you pushing down all still with
No.
your right?
Well, it's all, the contact point
Right.
is here, it's all the left hand. The only thing that my right hand does is help brace my left hand so I can put more pressure on it
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
But it's like that, and the pressure is in and down at a 45-degree angle. It's not just in, it's in and down, right there. But the pressure is right on the heel of your hand. So this has to be far enough out so that the base of the piece is right there. Okay, so I'm not quite there. Yeah, I'm actually probably a little past it.
Okay. Just trying to get an idea.
Get an idea,
Okay. So we're ready to open. And here's where it gets fun. Instead of opening in the center and pulling out, what we're going to do is we're going to open off center. Right about here.
yeah. Like a hockey puck in the middle.
Am I
You
right?
see
Get
where we're
it.
going?
Yes.
Okay.
Two balls in one.
Uh-huh.
So we go down. And you want to measure how thick you are right there. Oh, I'm way too thick. I want to take it down about like that.
You're just pretty much going straight down as you're.
Down a little bit
Yeah.
in. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Now we're going to open this guy up.
Oh, you're opening like a cylinder, not like a.
Yeah, this is a flat bottom piece.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're not doing much of a curve there. I didn't get it. Flat bottom piece, okay. Wow. That wheel makes a noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why our old shimpos that we had in the other studio were called whispers.
Oh, really?
Because
never knew
they didn't make that characteristic electronic controller sound that most electric wheels have.
I've never heard it before. I think it's because there's so much weight on it. There's so much clay.
That's actually that there's nothing else going on in the studio. It's
Oh.
always there.
Really?
Yeah.
And I just never noticed.
You just never noticed. Okay. So now let's do a little bit of compression down here.
On the whole bottom or
Just the bottom.
Okay.
yeah.
Just the bottom.
to make it nice and...
I'll clean it up again just before we finish.
But you're using this curved side rather than I would think the flat side.
It just helps me compress
Okay.
without catching the corners and
Ah, okay.
creating. Okay, so
Sorry.
now you just throw a little bowl.
That's fabulous. Isn't it?
I would have been making two separate things and
You
then trying to
can.
stick the bowl to
That's
the
a totally
plate.
cool way of doing it, but this is even cooler.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And it's a little bowl, so we throw it just like a bowl.
As if that's the wheel.
As if it's that simple.
Doesn't
Yeah,
it look
really.
easy?
It does.
Wow.
I think 'cause the experience is how to also just, besides throwing well, is how to correct something that's just slightly off.
Exactly.
That's the skill
That's the
that's, I think, the hardest to learn.
Yeah, it really is.
Because you'll come over and just do something like to
And then
fix
it's
one,
like,
and I'm like,
ah. Yeah.
Like I would have never known how to do. Oh, look at this!
Isn't this fabulous?
I know. Charlie, don't you destroy this when you're done.
Look
I
at that!
know it's a demo. It's just too lovely.
Wow,
I know.
makes me want to have chips and dips right now.
Yeah.
Little margarita to go with that chip and dip.
Look at that!
Or a little Dos Equis.
In your
maybe.
goblets.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you started the bowl, the outside one, as a cylinder, flat
Mhm.
bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and then how are, I didn't quite see how you finish the sides. Do you then finish the sides like a bowl, or do you continue to finish it like a cylinder?
It's a flat bottom piece where the walls are lifted kind of in a curve, so it's bowl-ish.
Ish.
Okay?
Look at how that's
I
like
know.
bigger than the wheel.
Yes, it's great.
Or almost.
Yeah, it's basically at the rim of the wheel. I probably get a little more out of it.
We needed this last week for Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, you're right.
Which I don't know how we ever got started on celebrating Cinco de Mayo in this country. I guess it's just
Any excuse for a drink.
yeah. Hang out at the bar. It's beautiful.
Well, we have so many, such a large Mexican population here.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
never
yeah,
thought
not
about
ju-
it
Yeah,
before.
lots of-
Yeah, it's
They
totally.
say we celebrate it more than the Mexicans do, though.
Yeah, I heard that too.
5th of May. They just know it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, why?
Or
What we're
why?
celebrating.
I'm saying I don't even know
Latinos are celebrating.
that
yes.
it means 5th of May, even. Like,
Or what happened on the
Right.
5th of May.
right.
Something
That was
to-
worth celebrating.
It's like their Independence Day, I believe, right?
That is-
It was actually the Battle of Puebla, okay, against the troops the troops which they were revolting against. It was a ragtag. It was pretty much like Lexington and Concord, okay, where it was a ragtag bunch of really was the start of the Mexican Revolution. It was pretty much like Lexington and Concord, where it really sort of was an amazing and unexpected. I mean, ultimately, you know, they paid the price, but it's kind of. So there we go.
10 minutes.
Oh,
Wow.
2
It
hours.
is
But you
beautiful.
see-
The proportions are just right.
I
The
know.
You see how it's done, and
Yes.
the trick and what makes it cool as a project is the double bowl, you know, from the opening off center. And that technique can actually be used for all kinds of different
Yeah.
things. But that's the classic.
off center open. Yeah.
So,
And where you stuck your thumb, or when you made the first off center,
It's
it was
right
basically
about there, and then
a little bit out from where the bowl will eventually be, or something.
yeah, yeah,
And you just
you
put your
went
finger
inward.
down,
down and a little bit in.
down a little bit in.
Yeah, and I later, when I was recentering the clay to make the little bowl, I tucked it under a little bit, because remember, a bowl throws most easily from a little mushroom cap shape that's
Right.
tucked under. And here, you don't get to cut the foot on this guy, so it's got to be finished. There's a little bit extra clay under here that you wouldn't have or want in a normal bowl,
But,
but you
yeah.
can't get rid of it here.
Right.
It's just kind of an integral part. And yeah, so
Now-
that's the trick. Yeah, continue.
I think you had a question,
about finishing,
Okay, so I'm compressing the inside of the little bowl just the way you do for a regular bowl. Because that's important, otherwise it'll crack underneath. Okay? And then I'm going to just make sure that the inside floor is flat and really fully compressed, because you don't want that to crack. And then I'm going to take off the splash pad to get underneath. I'm going to make a tiny little groove right at the base, you know, do a sort of a wet trim of the base of this, and then cut underneath.
because there would be no finishing the bottom.
It's very difficult to finish the bottom.
So it's really important to do that.
Yeah, so you have to do that now. You finish the bottom like you finish a cylinder.
Right. Really compress the bottom. And that's because it's such a wide piece,
Yeah,
So-
it's flat and wide,
so it can
and it
crack.
really got ripped open, so there's a lot of stress and strain in the floor.